All right. Hello, everyone. I am Alan in the Rockies with Armchair Updates. I've got Padres Greg here with me. We're going to break down some of the early trades around the league, of which there have been many. I don't know about you, but this is probably the most trades I've ever seen in any league I've ever been in. And the draft just finished. So pretty interesting. Some of them impacting teams now, some of them impacting them later. We'll just jump right into the very first one, which was a pretty big deal. We talked about a little bit last night with Mark. He deals Eloy and what was a round 3 pick in the draft that's still happening right now to the Cubs for Corbin Burns at $32 and David Dahl for $4, so $36 total. Eloy was $38, if I remember correct. What side do you think you like in that one?
I think that one looks like a win-win. We should say this at the start, too. I know we both believe that you have to wait maybe years to see who won or lost a trade.
Oh, yeah, in a dynasty especially.
But for the fun of it, for these purposes, we'll just grade them as they are.
Just on their face. I mean, it's going to be mostly your personal opinion and personal preference a lot of the times.
We all know what we mean here.
Yeah, I don't think there's been too many that were an obvious, huge win for one side or another. So I like you starting off being very democratic and saying win-win for the very first trade. You're going to say that for every single one, I know.
Yeah, this guy needed to fill some more spots. He gave up a lot. Eloy could end up being a big home run hitter. He's not fast.
No, he's not fast, but man, that lineup, he's for an RBI guy. There's not too many better lineups you want to be in right now. But
he should be pretty productive for years. Yeah.
But I do like Burns, and I've always kind of liked David Dahl. If he could just, not be David Dahl for like 1 year and just be a regular healthy person.
Of course, that's the thing with them. Yeah, some of the shine is off of him, but he's still a young guy, and if he could stay healthy.
Yeah, I do. I like it for both sides, and I was telling Mark last night. Usually, I'm the guy that says in a deal that has a bat and an arm, or going from one side to the other. I usually like the bat side. Give me the guy that's going to play, every day of the week, most weeks or whatever. But I like Burns. I really do. Burns, Woodruff in Milwaukee, good 1-2 punch in a rotation. I mean, his StatCast stuff is great. It's good. Time will tell, just like you said. Time will tell.
That gives him a couple of real good pitchers.
His rotation's great. Yeah, Giolito, Burns, somebody else. I just looked at his team last night, but I already don't remember.
I'll tell you in a second. I just got to scroll back down.
Yeah, Giolito, Burnsy, and
where'd he go? Toronto. For some reason, it's gone now. Toronto is not on here anymore. Why would that be?
On where?
Technical difficulties here. There he is. I just didn't go down far enough. Lopez.
Oh yeah, Pablo
Lopez, Soto. How do you say it?
Savali. I guess that's how I say it. At least.
Eric Lauer.
Yeah, and then he's got the Eric Lauer. Yeah, I like Eric Lauer.
He really did need another starting pitcher.
Sure. Yeah, I like the deal for both sides, and the Cubs getting Eloy. I mean.
Yes. Now back up to the Cubs. He needed a bat in that lineup, and he had some pitching to spare with Bauer and Snell at the top of his rotation.
He was pretty short on pop, the Cubs.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's why this one works out pretty good for both.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
And then a little later in the same day, it looks like actually 1 minute later, another trade happens. This was the Nats sending Jonathan India, the Reds' third base prospect, who he's been fairly well hyped over the last couple of years. I don't know that he's grown into the power that people were hoping from him.
India.
Jonathan India, third base.
Yeah.
And what was the 23rd overall pick in the current MILB to Balmer for Willie Calhoun, who I quite like. I was gushing over Willie Calhoun and his draft price last night. I was a big fan of maybe trying to get him if my outfield didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. He's kind of I don't know if you'd call him a post-hype sleeper, but another guy kind of almost like a David Dahl guy that the shine that he did have is maybe a little bit like the luster has worn off. I don't know if people are down on him, but
well, what happened? He got hit in the face, didn't he, with a pitch?
Willie Calhoun?
When he first came up?
Did he?
I think so. I think that derailed him a little bit.
Oh man, yeah. You know what? I vaguely remember something about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, he had nice hitting numbers in the minor leagues.
Yeah, and he's a small guy that can hit. You know, he's not a defensive guy, but he's only like 5'8". He's not Astudillo small, but he's not a big guy, but he's got some pop. I mean, he was always a highly touted prospect for these guys.
They call those guys a fire plug.
Fire spark, yeah. I'm Googling Willie Calhoun hit by pitch face. And, hit in the mouth by a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He had a fractured jaw.
Yeah.
That did happen, yeah. It was Julio Urias of the Dodgers that got him. Ah, man, I think I kind of missed that. So, you know, the Orioles trading a young guy for like an even younger guy and a pick this year. So kind of dealing from one spot and then filling it with kind of a similar guy from another spot and grabbing a pick.
Where did Calhoun go to? What team?
He went from Baltimore to the Nats.
To the Nats.
Yeah, to the Nats. Which he was probably the Couch Managers has Willie on the bench. I think he probably would have started for the Orioles, but he's really got nothing going on at third base. He's got Apostle, who is a prospect, and now he's got India, who's another prospect, and then he's got Rio Ruiz of the Orioles, would be his starter right now. So I don't know. I mean, maybe to me, dealing Willie's a little curious because, man, for $3, he could be a really nice player in a lineup that's got some holes. But I don't know who he got with that pick, but that pick is already made. Hopefully he got somebody that he liked. And, you know, I know a lot of guys are still pretty high on India. So,
good deal.
Yeah, the Nats got a nice player. I like Willie Calhoun. The Nats got holes on their team. They did need, and they definitely needed somebody in the outfield. Just on the Couch Managers, the starting outfield was Clint Frazier, Austin Hayes, and Josh Naylor. So he definitely needed somebody out there. So yeah, works out for him. Orioles get young, get a pick. Not bad.
Yeah.
And then same day, looks like it went through at the exact same time, 10 a.m. as the other one. You have me, the Rockies. I sent Luis Castillo, Monty Harrison, AJ Minter to the Marlins for Sixto Sanchez, Mackenzie Gore. I'm interested to see what you think about that trade before I say what I think about it.
Well, it's a pretty big trade. Let me get the Marlins here.
Marlins have made a hell of a lot of deals. He might be the guy that's made the most deals when we get to the end of this thing.
He's a wheeler dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he needed that.
I think his main thing was kind of trying to cut some money, even though he took Castillo back. Like, he took more money in the deal. But if
that's something I don't have to look at here. I mean, I would somewhere, but
right. Yeah, I got Couch Managers up too, so I can flip back and forth and get any values that I don't have. But
he needed a guy who could currently be a rotation anchor. And that's what he got
and that's
Castillo.
definitely Castillo. He wanted the bullpen piece, but I know he turned around and flipped Minter.
Yeah, he's gone, isn't
he?
Yeah,
not long after. And Monty Harrison, he had me. I told him, like, if there's anybody out there you want me to nominate, this is towards the end of the auction, let me know and I can trade him to you. And he likes Monty Harrison. He is a Marlin. So Monty plays center and right. He's probably got an everyday spot. And for me, I take on, I lose. I shouldn't say lose. I gain a few dollars of current salary because Sixto is only 35, but then Gore is 29. So if Gore comes up, I bring him up. Then it's $35 Sixto and $29 Gore. I'm pretty risk averse with young arms, but when I can get probably the consensus number 1 or 2 pitching prospect and a pretty good other young arm to go with him, I think I'm pretty sad. I think I'm satisfied for both sides, honestly. Everybody, Castillo is a top 10 overall pitcher.
Yeah.
I had Sixto. Where did I have Sixto?
He was a Rookie of the Year prospect heading into last year.
I had Sixto at number 32 overall for this league. So I traded my number 10 overall for my number 32 overall and my number 28 overall, which was Gore. So I like the deal for myself. I like it for him. I like Minter in a holds league. I know he doesn't have them anymore, but I think we scratch each other's back. Time will tell if Sixto. I know he had some stuff when he was still in the Phillies. I don't know if it was shoulder or arm, but I know like one year he only threw like 16 innings or something. That's the risk with these young pitchers anymore, especially the ones that throw hard. He can throw 100, so he's destined to blow his elbow out sooner or later. But
both of these guys were in the top 30, Sixto at 23 and Gore at 28 in the Rookie of the Year prospect order going into last year.
Well, then I wish we were. The thing with Mackenzie Gore is everybody was kind of, why didn't the Padres bring him up? Is there something wrong with him or whatever? But I'm willing to take the risk that there wasn't, and hopefully he ends up being great. And I have a great rotation. If my rotation ends up being Sixto, Gallen, Gore, and whoever else I have, I don't even remember. That's not a bad rotation.
Yeah, well, maybe they have kind of not hesitated to promote the young guys.
Yeah. Preller will bring you up, and if he doesn't, like you, he'll send you back down. So hopefully, when he does get to come up, he impresses. And that rotation isn't as set as it might seem. Morjon gives up a ton of homers. Even Paddock is probably not definitively anchored in that rotation. If he gets shelled, if he can't get a third pitch or a really good second pitch, this could be the year. Let's see. Okay, so next one is a couple of prospects. I don't know anything about really these guys. Heriberto Hernandez going from the Mariners for Brian Rocchio from the Blue Jays to the Mariners. I have no idea. Hernandez is a catcher. Rocchio is a shortstop. We'll see. I can't spend more than a minute on it because I don't know anything about these guys. So,
right.
Moving on, we have the Marlins active again. He sends a couple of picks in what was the current MILB, his first and his second rounder for Robert Gsellman and Homer Bailey from the White Sox. Bailey doesn't have a team right now. Yeah, it really could be. Bailey doesn't have a team right now. I'm sure he will by the time the season starts. And Gsellman has potential to be a decent. I don't know what they're going to do. Is he going to be like a swingman? Is he going to be a follower or whatever? They're going to have openers and followers. I know he started. I know he's relieved. He's shown good stuff. What did he do mostly Did he pitch this last year?
I think he was hurt.
Let's see. Rogers, Giselle Man. He threw 14 innings and got obliterated. He was not good, but he's been better in his. Yeah, man, I guess I kind of thought he was a little better than he was.
Well, he had a year before or two where he was better.
Yeah, he didn't. He started 4 games in the short season, but the previous 2 years he hadn't started any. He was just a reliever. I wonder what the plan is for him. So yeah, I mean, I don't know who the White Sox took with those picks. Clearly, he didn't have a problem dealing from a little bit of pitching depth to take some guys in the draft. So that's one of those things where, it could work out for one guy this year. It could work out for the other guy a couple years from now.
Yeah.
Same day, all these happening on Wednesday, the 13th, the first day trades were eligible. You have the Reds trading his first round in the MILB for Darwinzon Hernandez from the White Sox again, from Harry the White Sox, dealing that pitching depth for another pick. I like Hernandez. He is pretty decent. He's a guy that I wouldn't have minded had I known he was that available. I wouldn't have minded making a run at him.
I would have gave my pick for him. Sure.
Yeah, could easily work his way into, at the very least, holds probably in the Red Sox bullpen, because it's not a very good.
I think I could have did better than the 15 bad bucks I got for my first round pick or whatever.
You think you could have done better?
I have some remorse.
Well, that's you gotta get on. You gotta be vigilant on the Discord. Vigilant.
Yeah.
There's offers coming at you from all sides, and these guys they move on. They move right on.
In the shopping, I could have and apparently should have.
You know how many picks these guys they move like that. They just move on.
Like that.
Yeah, like that. Okay.
This guy got 3 picks for Gausman.
Gausman, yes, he did. And if I remember, Gausman was $16. So the A's, and we're seeing him reap those benefits as we speak, because he's got like 4 picks coming up in the next like 10 picks or whatever. The A's trade Gausman to the Cardinals for a first, a second, and a 5th round, all in the 2021 here. I love the deal for the Cardinals. I like getting Gausman, reasonably priced pitcher, going to San Francisco. Are the strikeouts with him for real? Was he just pumping it up during the short season because he knew he was getting ready to be a free agent? He's probably not a 12K per 9 guy or whatever the hell it was. I don't think it was that good, but it was like career best strikeout numbers for him. But still, you can't ask for a pitcher to sign in a better place than San Francisco. It was 11.9 Ks per 9. Yeah, I nailed that. So yeah, I really like that deal for the Cardinals. The A's, I really don't remember his team too much. Do you need to? Let's see here.
Picks in return,
Yeah, he got picks, and he doesn't have a super high price guy. He's one of those very balanced teams. So he does have decent pitching, though. He's got like Jordan Montgomery that he can slip right into the Gausman spot in the rotation. So, and then he's got Miles Mikolas. He's got that TJ Antone of the Reds. He's got good pitching. So, yeah, if any of those picks end up working out for him, that's a very nice deal. And he saves $16. So, this one about 20 minutes later. The Dodgers send Wilson Ramos to the Mariners for 2 picks. Stop me if you've heard this one. For 2 picks in the 2021 draft, a round 2 and a round 3.
Well, you probably could have got him for a bucket of balls.
What is the Ramos story? Does he even have a team right now? The Mets declined his option. Now. Yeah, he is a free agent.
This guy used to be able to hit a lot. I mean, not a lot, but, for a catcher. I don't know. Then he quit hitting.
Well, in a 30-team league, you could probably do worse than taking a gamble. I doubt that's going to be the Mariners are trying to win now. I doubt Ramos is
take
his.
A flyer on. If he does get a job, he can maybe hit the ball.
Well, and the Mariners are the guy. Mariner Seth is the one that got Dalton Varsho. So, maybe if Varsho doesn't start the season with the bigs or whatever, he's got Wilson Ramos kind of looming to sponge up some at-bats or something. It's not a bad deal. He values having those potential ABs now over the couple picks he gave up. And the Dodgers, didn't care about getting rid of Wilson Ramos. I think, they help each other out a little bit.
I love this next one.
Yeah, and then 1 minute later, you have the Dodgers again sending $1 of budget, and and Taylor Rogers here's the one leftover dollar I have in my pocket, and
Taylor Rogers at $1.
and Taylor Rogers for a couple of Twins 2021 draft picks, his round 1 and round 2. Now, if we wanted to make this a longer show, we could jump in and see what the Twins, what he took with these picks. I don't want to do that. If we do that with all of these picks, it's going to take all night, So
did he try to get him for just 50 cents, or did he make it $2?
It's like, look, I have an odd amount of dollars. Let me give you $1 because I hate odd numbers. Let me even it out. Here's Taylor Rogers and $1 for 2 picks.
Cash consideration.
Yeah, I don't mind Taylor Rogers. This is a fine deal to me. I don't know what these picks again. Maybe this is going to be a terrible show because we could see what these picks turned into. But these guys are prospects. You can't. I could look at these names and who they turned into, and I'm still going to say, well, I don't fucking know who that guy is. So.
Well, then you still have to wait to see what happens.
Yeah. This is always in mind that this is a dynasty league, not something that you and I are used to playing in. So the future matters a little more, a lot more than our typical leagues that we play in. Then we got that funky one with the Pirates and the Rangers that just involved a bunch of picks going back and forth. And I think no players. Cap money and picks. Don't need to evaluate that much. I don't know what these guys are going to do with their cap money. Obviously, they both felt like they got what they wanted, so fine deal. Still on Wednesday, January 13th, the Marlins now flip A.J. Minter that he just got a few hours before. He takes A.J. Minter and a 4th rounder in 2021, and he sends him to the Cardinals for Josh Harrison. 2nd and 3rd eligible on tracks. I know he used to be pretty good. Don't really know what he did. I guess he had a decent short year, 80 at-bats. He hit 3 homers.
OPS. Looking to be a rebound guy.
OPS 769. I mean, for somebody that's maybe was looking to trade a bullpen piece for a nice piece, he can move around the infield a little bit. I don't mind it. And the round 4 pick, who the hell knows what that's going to end up being or whatever. But, he got Minter earlier in the day, turned around and flipped him for another piece. Good on Tony. Good on the Cardinals. The Cardinals made a couple of nice deals because I like Minter, and I liked what he did earlier with Gossman. About 45 minutes later, the Nats trade the first 2022 pick that we saw moved. He traded a round 2 in next year and a round 3 in this year. No, sorry. The Yankees traded Pinder and the round 3 in this year for the round 2 next year. So Super Chad Pinder and the round 3 to the Nats for next year's round 2. Pinder's got some pop. The Nats wanted him.
Nice deal.
Yeah, fine deal. Going to be saying that a lot. A lot of these deals, they're not splashy. They're not all going to be in a 30-team league where you're 1,500 players deep. They're not.
Cool.
Yeah, they're not all meant to be splashy. Yeah. Next one, the Braves send Matt Shoemaker, who You know, he's always going to give you one really good month or so before he gets hurt. The Braves send Matt Shoemaker to the Marlins, involved again. That's 3 trades in the very first day for the Marlins now. And he sends his round 3, pick number 9, to the Braves for Matt Shoemaker. You know, the Braves taking a piece. Maybe he doesn't have that. How much did he get Shoemaker for? Let's see here. Just talk. I wish I could remember all these. Yeah, he's $1 Matt Shoemaker. Doesn't have a team yet. So, you know, he says, screw it. I'll use Matt Shoemaker to get younger, fill out the minor leagues, whatever. So, you know, and Tony gets a $1 flyer on a guy that's shown promise. 2 minutes later, the New York Mets send the Cardinal catcher. Is that Kaiser? Is that how you say that? Kaiser? How do you say that? Kaiser. The N is silent.
I don't know.
Both N's are silent. Kaiser. Knisner, and $5 budget space. No, God damn it, man. Sends Knisner to the Pirates for $5 of budget space. I quite like the deal for the Pirates, really. Because if Yachty retires, that guy's probably getting most of the at-bats.
I don't think Yachty's going to retire. I don't know what the holdup is, though.
He talked about it the other day. I mean, he said this before. He's been saying it for like a couple years now, but he did mention it again the other day. If I got to retire, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, or, you know, whatever it is. But
really?
Yeah, he was talking about retirement the other day. Yeah. Maybe he's just, you know, maybe that's a bluff. He just wants to hurry up and sign or something.
Could be posturing.
And then we have San Diego Padres and Pittsburgh Pirates. $15 in budget. Yeah, you didn't get fab, you got budget for your round 1 pick.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, that's not bad. I know the Pirates got a guy he liked with that pick. I believe it was a guy in the Pirates system, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. And you get $15 in budget. Now, if you have a plan, do you have some kind of plan? Do you you don't really have a prospect to call up? Are you going to try to make some kind of move where that's going to be beneficial to you?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Yeah.
Bills just kicked a field goal. They are up 3-0.
Visions of Scott Norwood were dispelled.
Yeah. So now, what's the difference? So when it says $15 budget amount, and then the next deal it says $50 salary cap, I know they went over that. I don't remember the distinction.
I can't honestly say that I know. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
you know, one is I think one is fab and the other is So you got fab. I think budget is fab, and salary cap is salary cap. So you you did get fab. You got fab money, and that's why you wanted to make that deal, because you're going to use that to help fill out your roster.
Correct.
So the next one is the Rangers sent their round 1 to the Dodgers for $50 in salary cap, and I know Rangers Sam was wanting to alleviate some space. I think he didn't really want to spend 54 on J-Ram. You know, he's one of those ones where I'm fine getting stuck with him, but the way it went down, I don't know that he planned on getting stuck with him. And I know he didn't like $22 Gavin Lux. So that doesn't surprise me a ton that he would make a deal like that. I think he's one of the guys that say, you know, if you roll a 1% on your prospects, you know, and one of them hits, that's considered great. So he values the pick, I think, a little bit less than he does, you know, like the money right now. So it makes sense that he would make that deal. And then we go to it looks like a bigger deal, but it's not really a big deal. It was the Mariners and the Rangers. The Rangers send Mikey Talkman, Mikey Brousseau, a 6th round and an 8th round this year to the Mariners for his 1st round, 4th round, 6th round. So a lot of pick swapping. and the Mariners get a couple pieces that he's going to be able to put to use fairly immediately. Guy that we know is trying to win now, acquiring pieces to try to win now. And, Brousseau can play first and third. Tauchman can play the corners. Added some versatility, added some depth. I like the deal for the Mariners, honestly. And then the Rangers get a first-round pick back. He dealt his round 1 8 overall for $50, and then he reacquires the round 1 17 overall. So didn't do that bad for himself, even in the pick department. And then that was the first trade of the 14th. So we're into the second day so far, and then AJ Minter gets flipped again for
He's been traded 3 times.
for a third time. The Cardinals sent him and a 16th rounder this year to the Cubs for round 1, number 18, and round 4, number 13. I've said it. I think I've said it twice now. I like AJ Minter. He's a strikeout guy. He's potentially a holds guy. He's potentially a saves guy in some scenarios. I like AJ Minter.
When you get traded a lot, that means somebody wants
Somebody values you, yeah. The next one is picks only. Dodgers and Blue Jays make a picks only. The Dodgers trade his first rounder for 3 later Blue Jays picks. And then here's one with some big names. You have the Pirates sending Zach Wheeler, Luis Rengifo, second base shortstop for the Angels, and around 10 for the Tigers, round 2, Scott Kingery and Cal Quantrill. That does change that Detroit team. I was just talking about it with Mark last night. That changes his team up a little bit, takes away a little bit of the depth, but he did what you want to do, and he dealt from depth to acquire a really nice piece because the starting pitching was very thin. After the draft, it was Frankie Montas, Ponce de Leon, Taijuan Walker. He's got Kwang Hyun Kim. You don't know what you're getting from him. So he needed that more frontline starter, and Wheeler gives that to him. And to get that, he dealt a couple of bench pieces. For him, bench pieces. He was a deep – well, Wheeler's good. I mean, that's why I said kind of a front line. For him, Wheeler becomes his number 1. And maybe you could say Montas is his number 1, but I think Wheeler becomes his number 1. And, all he had to do was deal a couple bench pieces. So – and if it was me getting Kingery and Quantrill back, I would like that too. Kingery plays second, plays short, might end up with better eligibility as the season goes on because he kind of plays all over the place. Only $6. I like it for both sides, honestly.
He needs to hit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 30-team league. You're not looking for him to be amazing,
Yeah.
He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay.
He's not a jag yet, I don't think. He's not a jag, He's not yet. Still have hope. He's still pretty young, I think. Another one, Cubs and Blue Jays, just picks. Blue Jays doing a lot of action in the pick market. Then you get Reds and Mariners. Reds sending Jose Abreu, another big name. And then a round 3 in this year to the Mariners, who are trying to win now. Loaizaga, Tyler Freeman, Michael Toglia, hopefully the first baseman of the future for the Rockies. I like it for Abreu was, I think, reasonable, kind of expensive. He was 30.
I'm going to say low 30s.
38,
maybe.
high 30s, $38.
Oh, high 30s, okay.
So Cincinnati gets 3 pieces, 3 players for 1 player, which he really kind of needed to do. He had a lot of holes to fill, and he clears a lot of money at the same time. And the Mariners get a guy for their run right now, which is very clear that's what he's trying to do. So a couple guys that found a partner, that could help each other out. I like the deal. I like Loizaga. I don't know if the Yankees are ever going to start him or if they're going to keep him as a multi-inning guy or something, but he's got really good stuff. Even in the bullpen, he's going to be valuable in a league like this. Freeman and Toglia, decent prospects, I know. Next one is picks again. White Sox and Braves swapping some picks, both all in this year's draft. Marlins sending $42 Yordan Alvarez to the Rangers for Mercado, Brady Singer, and Mitch Keller. So just like the Reds did, turning one guy into three, the Marlins turn one guy into three. You got to like Mercado can play all three outfield spots. I like Brady Singer. I'm not a Mitch Keller guy. Some people are, some people aren't. He's could be a post-hype kind of guy. Just did not look very good in the short season.
Yeah, being on the Pirates doesn't help.
Yeah. I just I don't know. I like Singer though. I like Singer quite a bit. I actually tried to get Singer from the Rangers the other day until we both realized that he actually traded him the day before. So then I couldn't get Singer from the Rangers. And then the Marlins involved in the very next trade as well. So he deals $42 Yordan. And then not long later, just less than an hour later, he deals $41 Arenado. And he gets back, and he deals his first-round pick next year for Mikey Moustakas, Merrill Kelly, and Eliezer Hernandez. I like
for one again.
I like the deal. I like it for both sides. I mean, Arenado, we know what Arenado is, and we know the worries associated. Are they going to trade him? If he does get traded, is not being in core is going to kill him. Blah blah blah. He's still Nolan Arenado. You know, he hasn't been traded. He's still Arenado. He's still in cores. And relative to some of the other third base price, $41 isn't all that bad. Bregman went for 46. Rendon went for 40. Moncada 37. Yeah, it's not a terrible price.
I thought it was a good price for him.
And Moustakas plays first, second, and third on tracks, so you can move them all over the place. I love Eliezer Hernandez. And Merrill Kelly seems like a throw-in, but for a team that's trying to shave money and get innings and at-bats in return, he actually scored. He was a decent scoring pitcher in points leagues. So
he's useful.
Yeah, he's useful. And looks like that's what he was. It feels a little steep to me that he gave Arenado and the round one, but Hernandez is young. I really like him. And Moustakas with the versatility, I don't know if that's too much because he's also given a lot of money. You know, the Cardinals are taking on a lot of money in that deal too. So how much was Moustakas? What did he go for? Man, for
$17.
Boy, that's not bad for first, second, and third. That's a good price. All right, then we have several in a row here that are just dealing in picks and budget. So we're not gonna break that apart too much because I'm not gonna do the math. I'm terrible at math. Here's one that occurred yesterday. We got the Cubs sending Garrett Cooper, first base eligible for the Marlins, to the Rangers for Carlos Martinez. Interesting deal.
He's a wild card, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what are they going to do with him? Is he starting? I don't know what roster resource says. I wonder.
Yeah, I just don't know how he's going to be either. I just don't know.
He seems a little bit nutty. I'm kind of sick of him.
It seems like he's trending in the wrong direction.
Yeah, as a Cardinal fan, I'm sick of hearing him talk. I'm sick of hearing him whine. He's just a little. I don't know. I don't want to call him like Zambrano-esque, but he's just a little volatile. It seems like It
seems to be going bad.
Yeah, kind of Jaime Garcia-y. Like when it starts to go bad, it just rattles him so much that he just falls apart.
He's got that thing.
They do have him. Roster Resource has him as the number 3. So for Garrett Cooper, I don't mind that. Maybe who did the Cubs have at first base that Garrett Cooper is going to be the first baseman now? Okay, so he's got this was a guy that, oh god damn it, I mixed it up. Garrett Cooper's going to the Rangers, not Garrett Cooper going to the Rangers, not to the Cubs. Yeah, that's my bad. Which the Rangers had a need for that, even though he's not a big bat. I don't know who his starting first baseman was going to be. Looking at couch managers, he's got Yandy Diaz, Brousseau. I don't think was even eligible at first. So yeah, he needed a first baseman. So I kind of like that deal. Martinez was only $3, so it's not like it's going to kill either one of these guys if it doesn't work out. I'm pretty sure Cooper was $1, so kind of not a bad deal for either side, especially money wise. Then the Pirates and Cubs swap a bunch of picks. Then the Marlins and Cubs swap a bunch of picks. The Rangers and Pirates swap a couple picks for cap space. Mariners Cardinals swap 6 picks total between them, 3 on each side. The Rangers send a pick for $35 in cap space to the Dodgers. The Rangers send 2 more picks for $25 in cap space to the Cardinals. He's just hoarding all the money. This guy's Scrooge McDuck over here with a pile of gold coins. Then a very interesting deal, and one that got some chatter going on the Discord, happened yesterday evening. The Phillies send a round 4 Vince Velasquez and Christian Walker to the Orioles for Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal. And, I know a couple people feel like maybe the O's overpaid a little bit. Xander, he's an elite. I mean, would you call Xander an elite shortstop? Would you put him in the elite tier?
Yeah, very nearly, if not.
Yeah, if not, he was my number 7 overall. He only went for $34. I say only just because, relative to, $72 Tatis, $58 Turner, $51 Story, $48 Lindor, $47 Bichette. Yeah, 34 is a bargain. So I think the Phillies won this deal. Yeah, I'm not shitting on Randy. I don't hate the deal for Randy because I like Walker, and I think Velasquez. I don't think the show is over for him. Maybe he needs that change of scenery because he's shown flashes of brilliance. He's got double-digit strikeout stuff anytime he takes the mound. He throws a lot of pitches and doesn't go very deep into games. But points are points in this league. A guy that you can plug in is a guy that you can plug in. So I don't hate it. And I really like Christian Walker in a landscape where first base is incredibly thin. We know how you feel about Walker. And I quite like him. He wasn't in my top 18. I guess I only went to 18. He wasn't in my top 18. How old is Walker? You know that off the top of your head?
I can have it shortly.
Shorter than I can have it? Probably not.
Yes.
Yeah, really?
He's 30.
Yes, yeah, he's 30. So I guess that's probably why you didn't make my top 20. I didn't really put the guys that are 30 that made the top 20 were like the Rizzos and the Abreu's and guys like that. I don't hate the deal. I feel like if he wanted to shop a little bit, maybe Randy could have got more for Xander, but I can't say that for sure. And maybe he likes Walker as much as you do. If he likes Walker as much as you do, and at $11, right? Am I crazy that he went for $11?
He did.
Yeah, that's a nice price. So Randy, I think this was maybe a cost-cutting measure as well as, getting multiple guys that he can use. Had some holes to fill and had some higher-priced guys. So, I don't hate the deal. I really don't.
Right.
When you pair that with he's gotten rid of a couple decent bats that I like. He got rid of Willie Calhoun. He got rid of, I make it say like he threw him in the garbage. Dealt a couple bats that I liked. If I wish I would have known, I guess it kind of more is my point because I I really would have loved to crack at Willie Calhoun, and I am weak as I'm rolling out Tyler Wade as my starting shortstop right now. I would have liked to crack it at Xander, but you snooze, you lose. That's how she goes. It's a fucking 30-team league. You can't ask everybody if hey, can you do better for this? And I don't, like Sam was saying in the chat the other day, I'm not a fan of guys doing that anyway. So I'm glad Randy didn't say, well, he's offering me Christian Walker and this guy, so can you beat this? And I'm going to see if this guy can beat it. I'm going to see if this guy can beat it. He took the deal that he liked. So, no harm in it.
Yeah.
It looks like pretty much all the rest of the deals, and there's been quite a few. It's all picks. Dodgers and Mariners swapping picks. Brewers and Oakland swapping 2 picks each. Blue Jays and Indians swapping a little bit of budget, $3 budget and some picks. Indians A's $7 budget and a pick. So yeah, it's all picks and budget. Not gonna bother breaking that down. So it's very early. We're seeing a lot of action. I'm encouraged by that. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I like that guys are interacting a lot with each other. There's a lot of hot stove. I think it bodes well for the future of the league, at least the future of the first season, that everybody's trying to shape. The draft was throwing down a big piece of clay for a lot of these guys, and now you can see them kind of trying to fine tune it a little bit and trying to mold, hopefully, the team that they're wanting to run. Everybody's in this for at least 2 years, so everybody's trying to put together that kind of team that they think they're going to want to be in control of, at least for the foreseeable future. I love it. I would rather see a ton of deals going on than guys just sitting back and saying, I'm completely satisfied with my draft. If we had 28 other guys saying, no, I loved my draft, I would say we probably have, 28 liars almost. Nobody loves a 30-team auction that much to where they don't want to do anything. So I like seeing all the activity.
I need to get busy and see what I can do now.
Yeah, I know. I made one, but it's like, man, I've been shopping Schurz around a little bit. I was actually really close to dealing him yesterday. We had the offer sent in Fantrax and everything, and I was just hovering over the button, and I'm not gonna say it was like the last second, but I did withdraw. I said, you know what? As much as I like the deal, I like it from my side even, I just don't want to deal him yet, because it was going to be for another young pitcher, and I just felt like I was going to have so much risk in young arms, and I already do. Gallen, Sixto, Gore, got a lot of risk in young arms. I didn't want to take on another big piece of risk in a young arm, as good as it would have been. Not to say that I won't do it again, somewhere down the line. I just couldn't bring myself to pull that trigger. So yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it. Thanks for coming on and talking some trades. I don't know when we're going to do another one. I think, we're going to make these a somewhat regular thing, at least for the off season and stuff. So it seems like there's always going to be a lot of stuff to talk about.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, so we'll get this uploaded, see if anybody gives a damn what we think about all the trades that they made. So until next time.
They can't wait.
Yeah, right. They can't wait. Still 3-0 in this game, man. That's impressive. Buffalo stopping Lamar Jackson. All right, so yeah, until next time, armchair updates. Thanks for watching.
Alrighty.
Bye. Not you, bye.
Right.
Yeah, not you, bye.